squad has a ton of reps. Both of them are 1-0. But they don't have much of a sample size for it, and we're kicking off right onto the bat as they're starting to load their way onto that A side, and Envy looks like they're going to be able to get on there with relative ease. What we have seen from Gen.G, however, is that they're very comfortable fighting for retakes. We'll see how that plays out here.
We already have a heavy, aggressive push towards the screen side. Envy looking for every single inch they can find, and Caboose starting us off with a pick in towards that defender spawn. And now Gen.G have to do their due diligence and clear out the screens. We'll see Shawn now leading the charge on the duel. The latest addition to Gen.G, and looks like he'll start out with a frag, but it's quickly taken care of as now Gen.G push onto the site.
It's going to drop things down into a 3v3. We'll see if Guman is able to get onto the site at all. Flashes left and right, but it's actually mummAy and Food who are dealing with the damage. It's going to be Guman by himself, and he's not going to be around for long as Envy strike first. In particular, Envy, the last time he played this map was up against T1, and if you hadn't been following along, they beat T1 13-1. So they certainly feel comfortable playing on this map, and so far things are looking pretty. We're going to see a very different look this time as Envy is investing all of their resources over onto B, and yet again, Gen.G is fighting for the retake.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about this off broadcast. Gen.G very comfortable in the retake. Often you'll find yourself, Shawn, maybe the last player standing, has to clutch things out. And speaking of the devil, he finds the first pick with a headshot. Envy, lack of weaponry or lack of desirable weaponry, are starting to try to push onto the site. Shawn gonna find one, as Food will trade him out down to the 3v4, but look, MkaeL's up above. He's gonna find two, Mo's down the third alongside player one, and Gen.G force the retake, find the defuse, and put a round on the board.
Yeah, an important round, and again, the pistol is a 50-50, right? Like, you can never...
round here for Envy. One of the first looks towards the middle. The site hits, have been very convincing on the respective, choke points that Gen.G have a hold on. Early looks, huynh actually very deep in the garage there, but it's been the A site split the entire time, no pun intended. They're going to be funneling. They've got heaven control, but normally with split, heaven control doesn't net you a lot. You actually need to get onto the site, and you're seeing 3 rotate now as Finesse will stop the lurk from player 1.
It does not look like weapons seem to matter a whole lot for Envy as they come out of the gate swinging. They've already, managed to take care of 2 members of Gen.G and leave Gen.G outnumbered yet again. Folks, as we mentioned earlier, we don't have a huge sample size on this map for either of these squads. Envy did the dirty business to T1 on here, but Gen.G only has 1 rep on here as well, so this really is a coin toss when you think about the entire storyline of the series in this best of 3. So far, the coin toss very heavily going in favor of Envy, as it looks like they're going to pocket yet another round.
huynh got a very interesting angle here. Oh, sees the peek. Oh, misses a crucial shot, down 10 HP. Now the team's starting to retreat. A couple of pre-fire shots here from Food as he's looking through the smoke. Gen.G's just trying to hold on to these weapons, especially the operator. They want to bring that into the next round. Food, once again.
Back to the game, there are 2 ops, 1 on each side here in this round. We saw huynh obviously has one as well. Nice. Oh, and the op battle goes in favor of huynh. We were just highlighting him. mummAy gets taken out. Numbers advantage, Gen.G.
It's a good early pick here as well. We've been looking at these fast sight hits for Envy. I'd imagine there's a world where huynh can't handle a brute force push on towards the A site. He might find a pick, he might miss. It just depends on the circumstance. But considering Envy play this a little bit slower, huynh has the opportunity to really just make magic work. He will eventually get taken out. The numbers is still in favor of Gen.G, but Envy are looking to even that out. Now rotating from the heaven side. Guman will help with the pick onto Caboose. The red carpet's about to be rolled out because they want to secure this round. But Guman, he cancels. 30 seconds Spike's still not planted, and Gen.G are in the area. They got to work out here for Envy.
There's that rolling thunder that you called, but Food is able to get 1. Give him the 3rd on the round as he knows exactly where the last player on Gen.G is. They're just going to smoke up and buy time. You don't have to play this aggressively. And again, on Gen.G, it's just Shawn. Shawn, the new addition to the roster. What kind of heroics do you have in you? He's going to blast pack his way in, but he only has 11 health. Not even going to get a chance to fire his gun as Food takes him out of 4.
That space to Envy this round despite the weapon disadvantage.
No, and that easily could have gone the other way, right? Caboose to have gotten up as far as he did on that flank could have proven to be disastrous. But again, Gen.G was able to win it. It looks like Envy is going to flood onto the side as 2 members of theirs have already dropped. Food is able to trade 1 back out, however, as mummAy drops with the operator. It looks like it's going to be a thrifty round win for Gen.G unless Food can do something about it. Ladies and gentlemen, already on a 4K. The time runs out, but not without fireworks. Gen.G, we'll see if they're able to replicate that success. This time it looks like Envy is going to try to do a little something through mid, but the operator battle once again going in favor of mummAy. That's going to allow them to get into the site.
Now the Bladestorm as well. Finesse will pay attention to how he's deciding to play this out, because we do have player one playing contact towards the garage side. We do have support from Shawn up above. If he gets a great angle, he could try to mow him down. The paranoia is going to temporarily blind him, but now as they start to swing, he's flash. He's got to hide, but they don't know he's there. Oh, you'll still find him. mummAy with the slice and the dice. 3 on the round. Spike being planted. Gen.G now in a very disadvantageous position. Have to retake the site.
mummAy still has the operator, still has the Bladestorm as well, and you want, I mean, you go for it, right? Roll the die. It's going to be the last round of the half. No reason to keep anything. We'll see if they're able to pull something off. MkaeL is immediately going to get tagged up by the tripwire and the additional CC from Breach. Going to try to reposition, but look at how aggressively mummAy can play this with the Bladestorm just in the smoke. Oh, MkaeL's able to get one. Guimon gets one as well. Guimon with the third, or excuse me, with the second. He's going to use the Rolling Thunder and push things out as Envy's just down to one member left, and it's Food. Who else but Food? He is able to get the 1v1 win and get them the last play at that high of a level in the second half. Now that they're on defense, now that they're waiting and responding, we'll see if he's able to continue that. Win is going to dash directly onto the site. It looks like it's going to be a heavy hit onto A, and Kaboose and FNS just mow Gen.G down.
Now it's down to MkaeL backside. Unfortunately, does not have a lot of success. It's all down to one final player. Player one, exactly. He's going to find 2 with the shots on the Ghost down to the 1v2. Unfortunately, Spike is in enemy territory. He's got to find his way in. He's going to rotate all the way around through the middle. But Envy so far have had a very successful round being able to stop the push on the B site. We talked a little bit about, not at length, but how aggressive Gen.G can be on the attacking side. But look, it really just does look like Envy have had a phenomenal time on their own attacking side and have really surprised Gen.G at how fast the hits have been. So Gen.G are trying to respond in kind, but it's not really working out. We'll see what player one's got cooked up in this late round scenario.
Well, he has 30 seconds. So he has some time to think things through. And it looks like he's going to try to make something happen. Gets pushed into the smoke and crashies.
They're playing it for Gen.G. They're all stacked up as 4. They've got player one slowly rotating back around as he set up some of his utility on the A side. Now as the flash comes through, it doesn't quite connect with mummAy. He'll be able to back off the swift pick off the win. That's got to hurt Shawn. Now going to be pushing forward the flashback. He can find a pick here. It's going to be Finesse. Gets it close range. Oh, goodness. 2 on the round. Down to the 2v3. Something, and they need to do something fast. It's all down to 1. He's not got his friends beside him. He's all on his lonesome.
That means they're rotating over back to the other site. But Envy hasn't moved. There's the showstopper. mummAy's able to get yet another pick with the op. Win goes in aggressively, but on the opposite side, crashies. He's able to get 2. Shawn and MkaeL are taken out. Win still has that Bladestorm, but he is now severely outnumbered in a 4v2. Envy in firm control.
Started off. That's going to be a beautiful start. What do you mean started off hot? He's going to find 3 on the round. Now it's a 2v2. Gen.G started hot. Envy nullified. And now it's down to the 2v2 slider. Unfortunately, in enemy territory. That's going to be the red carpet that's rolled out. They got Bladestorms for days. Gordon Ramsay would be proud. The slice and dice goes on to win. Down to 1 final player. Gen.G needs to get that spike down, but Guimon has too many angles.
Now we see that the overlay come back up. Again, a reminder that Gen.G just dropped their first map the entire tournament. Now they're fighting for their lives as they find themselves on series point down 1-0 in this best of 3. Looks like they're going to try to hit onto A. They still have personnel. Gen.G is a little bit weaker. You saw Win took a good bit of damage, but with 30 seconds left on the clock, they have, for all intents and purposes, committed onto this site. But it's not hot and heavy. It's not aggressive. They're doing so quietly now, and we know that they're there. And Shawn from the side is able to get one. It is going to get traded out, however, as Envy mow through them. It's going to drop down to a 3v2. Gen.G, not Gen.V. Gen.G needs to get the spike down soon.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate there for MkaeL. Down to 1 final player. Player 1 is going to start to push in. He's jumping out of the smoke. Almost finds that pick onto crashies. But that is a player that we didn't talk too much about in the stats page. Caboose, Food, but they're starting to pull off. We'll see where they end up going.
Simo, look at the discipline out of Envy. They just spotted 2 members over on B site. They did not move a single piece of the puzzle. They left everything exactly where it was so that they would not overrotate. I'm really impressed with Envy's patience here, but player 1 manages to get over onto A, and it looks like the rest of Gen.G is going to follow. First blood of the round in favor of Gen.G, but of course it's traded right back out.
I like how they're playing this. They're pushing in towards the true room. They only find a trade, though. And now it's the 3v3 Gen.G. They've got site control. Win playing close towards the site itself. And now they'll start to come in towards the top. I like Finesse. He's always that late round lurk that you need. And now he's going to start to make his way from A main itself. So now 3v3. Time is ticking. Spike is ticking. They've got angles set up. They're looking towards the tree room. But I don't think they anticipate Finesse coming in from the long side. We'll see now as they're waiting for those seconds to tick ever so slightly. They're starting to push in. They've got a player coming up. They'll trade 1-for-1 down to the 2v2. If they want to defuse the spike, they need to get involved. Down to Crashies. Gen.G have held down the site down to the 1v1. Playing behind the box. Crashies trying to escape. Gen.G, they hold on, break on.
Ton of ultimates to work with. They still have plenty of options here.
Holy smokes, it's a spicy cyber game.
30 seconds left.
Like hops on over, throws it right over the buildings. That's amazing. So they use the ultimate there from Gen.G to try to gather information on the A site. Envy read this correctly. They're prepared, but not prepared enough. Shawn finding the early pick, down to 3. As mummAy with the collapse, baby. Finds 2. Food converts down to 2 players.
10 seconds left.
They gotta get on the site and plant that spike. Win finds a pick there onto Food. 5 seconds remaining. They don't have time to plant. Yeah, they're gonna try though, but they plant not at the default plant spot. To get it down to the 2v2. Knives are out here from Win, but he can't convert into a frag. Down to the 2v2 still, as Envy now are forced into the retakes. Of course, the smoke is going to go up. Owl Drone going to spot out Win temporarily, but now mummAy's got an op of his own. If Win peeks out of the door there, he will find himself in a little bit of a deadly situation. That's the trade. Now it's down to the 1v1. They don't know where he is. There's the TP for mummAy. He's going to get himself into a little bit of a different situation. Grabs the Vandal, but Win's got those knives ready. Going to get it to half here. Starting to come through. Down to the 1v1. Classic in hand, but mummAy will find the shot, find the frag, and find the tie here. 3-3. Envy now win around. These late round players, crashies, mummAy, and kaboose. If I'm Gen.G, I'm holding fast.
Shawn has the Empress available, but he is certainly worse for wear. About 40% health. The clock is going down as well. They're going to have to get the spike down soon. Now they know. Actually, he tapped it. He has not put that thing down, but he's going to have to do so now. But the problem is he's running out of time. It looks like they're just going to have to play for frags, and Envy just gets the heck out of dodge. They don't have to fight that. Crashies gets one anyway. Envy knotted up at 5.
Let's see if mummAy wants this. Yeah!
Envy heavily investing over on A. Player 1 is smoked out over in True Room, but he is able to get one thanks to the dart and the intel dart and the shock dart from MkaeL, proving to be exactly what Gen.G needed. Envy are just down to 3 members left. Crashies is going to be able to get the spike down, but the reinforcements from Gen.G begin to rotate over. They have the personnel. They should be able to retake this site, but nothing is ever secure in a round of VALORANT.
Oh, Finesse. Oh, you spicy lad. He decides to get a little funky with it. He does get taken down by Shawn. Down the run. It should be a pretty clean take. They'll trade 1-for-1 down to 1. Final player was mummAy in the middle, in the center of the site. Gen.G start off with a pistol. And that's going to put them potentially here at 8-6. Really have a great start to that.
Working their way at mid, but Shawn is going to get a crack. Shawn's going to get cracked as Food takes him out. Crashies gets in on the action as well. Gen.G down to 3.
Yeah, not around we suspect Gen.G to really come out wiser here. Envy, obviously great in those late round scenarios on their defensive rounds. We'll see if Gen.G have that ability as well. With the guns in the store, I don't think it'll be exactly what they had hoped for. Down to 1 final player, Imo. He will fall. Doesn't Reyna say more or something like that when she like?
Yes, that too. Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. Look, I'm not talking about KDA here. I'm talking about VALORANT. I'm talking about good old VALORANT. Speaking of that, Crashy's going to lead the charge, finds an early pick, looking for that recon bolt, but Win actually with a cheeky updraft. I don't think he was able to convert on anything, even if he had wanted to. Spike now being planted. Gen.G in a very uncomfortable retake. Looking at the positioning, Food down towards the catwalk. If they go through the courtyard, Food's going to be ready here. One more point as well for the run it back to make it very expensive. One peek through, his position has been given away. He's got to back up to the rest of his team.
It's a tall order. It's a tough ask. But Gen.G, for their tournament lives, really need to convert, need to do something here on this round. But they can't even get close. And once again, Envy start to hunt. They know that they're going to get the round. They know the spike's going to go off, and they see what they can take with it. It's just been so impressive out of Envy, Simo.
Yeah. I mean, Gen.G is on the hunt. Envy are just trying to survive. Gen.G are waiting on the opposite side of the catwalk. They've been smoked off.
Forget about playing through the UMG qualifier. Get it here, get it now, knowing that you can prep for 2-3 additional weeks. This is so important for all of these teams.
Oh, what's important is Gen.G have started off with 2 early picks, which bodes well for them. Envy will have to see what they can do with their small militia here, 300 up against the strong Persian army here of Gen.G. We'll see if they can hold down with Leonidas. But they get a lot of space here, pushing in towards the defender spawn. See what that angle looks like. mummAy definitely has got a juicy angle as he finds Shawn. An important factor to note is out of position, but they're dividing and they're conquering. Unfortunately, they got to worry about huynh. He finds the transfer there, but it's a 2v3 with mummAy and crashies. Very doable here. Recon bolt into hell. It's shot out, so they know that there's a player playing down. The stock bolt's going to push him out. He takes the damage. He takes the paranoia. Very beautiful execution, and now it's a 2v2. You did not expect this round to unfold this way.
Certainly not, and the problem is for Gen.G, mummAy's still alive, and mummAy has like 35,000 kills or something insane like that. The guy's just been out of control this entire map, so it's already a difficult situation. Then you factor in that, and it's things don't look good for Gen.G, but if there was ever a time for heroics, if there was ever a time for miracles, it's now. To extend this series, not get eliminated. I love how patiently Envy are playing this. They're just going to be playing off of the site. They know exactly where the spike has been planted to, so they can peek and fire into exactly through the smoke where the spike is going to be. MkaeL tapped it and then forced to back off. Player 1 gets taken out. They're shunning. They're going for him, but mummAy takes him out. mummAy once again with the